Hi everyone, thank you for joining us. My name is Dori Fisher from BDO Cybersecurity Center. I manage detection and response services. With me today, Yaniv Elbaz, VP Sales of IronScales, the greatest phishing solution ever, right? We're here to talk about our partnership and what we're doing together in order to make email safer. So, hey Yaniv, how are you?
Good, good. Thank you very much for the invitation.
Thank
Happy to be here.
Thank you. So I just wanted to ask you really about maybe the last year in phishing, seeing that from many customers around the world. What are you seeing there phishing-wise?
So the last year was very interesting because we found during the COVID, the malware is going down and the BEC and the social engineering is going up and dramatically spread across many organizations. We found really sophisticated attack that bypass all the traditional defenses. And actually, the technology we found that is not good enough to protect. This is what, in the technology perspective. On the process, we will speak about the MDR and what we're doing together in a second.
Yeah, we spoke before, and doing that for a few years. One thing we talked about was the awareness bit, and how much do you think awareness is still an issue, with phishing? So how does it what's the percentage, prevention, detection, protection versus awareness, right?
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about awareness and the human factor. It's a very interesting one. The human factor, first, is not good enough to protect if we're talking about impersonation, similarity, and highly targeted attacks. Today, the user doesn't know if it's real or not. Yes. And that's the main issue. And they don't have the proper tools. If you think that only awareness will keep you safe, that's the main problem. That's first. Second, we know that if the user recognizes something as something malicious in his mailbox, most probably that he will delete the email and will not report to the CISO, to the IT and the security team. And that's another problem. And then we need to talk about the process. Okay, we talked about the technology, we talked about the users, and now what is the process? If someone is reporting to you, what is the current situation that you have in the organization? And I think that this is exactly where the MDR is coming into place.
Yeah, so MDR, Managed Detection and Response Services, we really, when starting when running this, we really chosen just a few technologies that we want to manage. So most of the technologies are being collected, but we chose a few technologies. Phishing was one of them, because what we see, or what we saw in phishing when we started this, we saw that the capabilities of organization to get the relevant people to look at those emails that we were talking about and have a team that responds to them 24/7 was really non-existent for most companies that we work with. So I think combining that capability of both being top tier prevention, protection, and detection, and also getting that response bit in place, that makes a difference for most organizations we work with.
So if a customer is using the MDR today, what is the benefit that he will get from you?
Yeah, so I think we are very focused on detection and response. So our thing is really being able to see the incidents and being able to respond very quickly, because we believe, and maybe you can share some numbers around that. You can prevent, most of the things or most of the incidents most of the time, but not all the incidents all the time. For that, you really need, resilience, detection, response. So
let's take a look at a bigger picture. First, 96 of all the attacks, the successful attacks, coming through email. Okay, this is the main vehicle. Yeah. That's the main vehicle to get into. First. Secondly, we need to talk about what are the layers that we need to protect the company. So the first thing that at IronScales, we are using 6 different technologies to block the known attacks. And then we're moving from this layer to the mailbox protection and understanding who you are. Who are the contact, the global address book, the domains that you interact, and if there is something suspicious going on and similarities or hacking, we will be able to give you a red flag saying that this is not Yaniv as you know. This is someone else. This is not John as you know.
Yeah, I know. And our customers really use that. They are pressing those links. They are getting into the SOC. And I want to chime in the number you gave. So 96% of the attack, that's a huge number, right?
96% of all the successful attacks are coming through email.
That's a staggering number, right?
Yeah. Another 3 coming from a website, if you want, and another 1% coming from mobile. just, FYI.
Yeah, I think we've seen that in the last year. Many of the attacks coming from phishing. I think one of the things is, the adversaries has limitless tries, and the defenders need to fail only once. And now it's an issue. Now they have a compromise in the organization. So maybe one final word, because we just wanted a few minutes to
Yeah. So we talked about the technology layer and the human perspective. Another thing that is very, very important, we have created sensors in every organization, in every company. CISO can update another CISO anonymously and securely that there is a new attack, as a zero-day attack that didn't found in any other solution, and now he got it verified, and other CISO can be protected at the same moment, not after 22 days or after a month.
Yeah, this is the federation bit you were talking about, right?
Exactly. That's the community and the federation. The power of the crowd.
Yeah, I think we're using that a lot, and I think that's really, that kind of a collaboration is really missing in our cyberspace. Yeah. So that's really a great feature to have.
Think about the attackers today. They really like the idea that everyone is working solid.
Yes.
You're not sharing any data. If the bank is having or suffering from a phishing attack, he's clothing everything, and nobody knows about it, right?
I agree.
And we are changing the game here.
Yeah. So that's one thing about the MDR. When you're seeing different organizations, different sizes and locations, you are getting one big picture. Yeah. So as you being, all of the hundreds of thousands of email boxes, maybe millions already protected with the solution, I think you have that kind of visibility that allows you to make that really federation and collaboration happen.
Exactly.
So maybe with this word, I want to thank you for your time today.
Thank you very much.
It was really great having you. Thank you for being so courageous and coming over to BDO. And thanks everyone for joining us. Keep safe and healthy.